It's a beautiful night here on Long Island, and a beautiful night for boxing it is, because it's another edition of Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing Rockin' Fights 20. Hi again, everybody. Randy G, the commish, here inside the Paramount in Huntington, Long Island, where we're going to have as our main event a light heavyweight bout between hard-hitting Joe Smith Jr. and Dion Savage, and a co-feature 130-pound bout between speedy little Anthony Carperis and Jose Morales. Joining me at ringside, former junior welterweight champion of the world, now top welterweight contender, Chris Algieri. And Chris, number one, it's great to be here with you. And number two, this fight card features guys that you've seen before, some of the guys you've actually sparred with before. You never sparred with Joe Smith, but you've seen him fight. What can we expect in this main event as he takes on hard-hitting Dion Savage?
I've been watching Joe since his amateur days and have been in gyms with him for over a decade. You know, the guy comes to fight, he's a very fast starter, and he's always looking for a finish.
Well, Dion, if he comes at Joe Smith right away, first-round knockout again, because last time we did see Joe Smith, he jumped on his opponent and got him out of there. So you think if Dion comes right out of him, it's over?
Depending on how he comes out, if he comes out strong and tries to meet Joe Smith head-on, I do believe we can have a first-round knockout.
Okay. Anthony Carperis, 130-pounder. He's in there tonight against Jose Morales. I said before, popular. He is wildly popular. Big, big ticket seller. Maybe one of the biggest ticket sellers I have ever seen anywhere, not just on Long Island, but anywhere. You know more than a little bit about Anthony. He has actually served as your sparring partner. Tell us about Anthony Carperis.
Anthony lives up to the name Showtime, and when he comes to fight, he's always coming to make the show. And you know, I've been sparring with him even for this bout coming up. He's training very, very hard. He's in fantastic shape, and I really think he wants to make a statement tonight and put on a great show.
Okay, another guy who fights a lot like him, a little bit less in weight, Anthony's 130 pounds, is featherweight, 126 pounds. Another big local favorite, Johnny Hernandez. He's 4-1. They call him Johnny Dez, former Golden Gloves champion. What do we know about Johnny Dez?
Johnny Dez is actually coming off his first professional loss in his last fight. And I've been seeing him in the gym training as well. He's training very hard, and I think he's ready to right that wrong from his last fight and come out with another victory.
Okay, before we ring the bell, I got to ask you a question. You've been in this ring 8 times in this building. What can we expect? How does it feel for a fighter to get in there in these close quarters? To me, this is as close to the Blue Horizon in Philadelphia as you can get, maybe even better than that incredible venue.
The Paramount Theater is the premier boxing venue on Long Island. And when you're in here on a main event and the crowd is going nuts and you're walking out to the ring, I mean, the chills are as big as any of the big venues out there. So it's always a great night here. The atmosphere is absolutely electric.
Chris and I will be back with all of the action on Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing Rockin' Fights 20. We're going to have the opening bell when we come back. Can't get enough of Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing? Download the Star Boxing TV app or check out our Roku channel to watch exclusive content and classic fights. Every punch, every knockout, every screen. The Star Boxing TV app gives you exclusive access to every moment of Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. Available on Apple, Android, and Roku. Just search Star Boxing to get in the ring. And we're back at the Paramount for Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing Rockin' Fights 20. I'm Randy G, the commish, along with Chris Algieri and gentleman Jerry Cooney. Johnny Dez against Eladio Medina, up to David Diamante.
From the Paramount here in Huntington, New York, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go with our next bout of the evening, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this contest ringside, John Basili, Julie Letterman, and Tony Lundy. And at the sound of the bell, your 3rd man in the ring, Danny Chavone. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the junior lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he wears silver with black trim. He weighed in at an even 126 pounds. His professional record, 2 victories against 7 defeats. From Longmont, Colorado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hilario Medina. And his opponent across the ring fighting out of the red corner. He wears red with black trim. He weighed in at a ready 126.8 pounds. His professional record, 4 victories, only 1 defeat. He has 1 win coming by way of knockout. From right here in Huntington, New York, ladies and gentlemen, Johnny the Hitman Hernandez.
Best judges in the world. Here we go. Danny Schiavone, the referee. 6th-rounder, featherweight division. It is Hilario Medina against Johnny Hernandez. They call him Johnny Dez. Johnny Dez in the red trunks with the black stripes. Medina, a very athletic young man with very quick feet, in the white with the black trim.
Wide open. Unfortunately, Medina is wide open for every kind of shot that's available, and looks like Hernandez is fine for this bout.
Chris Algieri, have you had a chance to spar with Johnny Dez, who gets around to the gyms a lot? And I know you've sparred with a guy that who's in our co-feature, Chris Algieri. What about Dez?
I have not actually sparred with the Hitman. I've been in the gym with him many times, though. I sparred with a lot of other guys in the gym. He's a much smaller guy, so I haven't had the chance to get in the ring with him. But from watching him spar in the gym, he is a workhorse. He trains very hard. He's an explosive little guy. This should be an exciting fight while it lasts.
Well, it's very exciting, and this Medina's a tough kid. Obviously, they're not going to match him easy, but he's wide open to get caught with shots. Nice hook there.
Both men landing good punches so far. Medina has the height advantage. He's really been giving that up by just going on the ropes and languishing.
And Medina's counterpunching pretty well right now.
You know, he's a veteran of 9 fights, 2 wins, 7 defeats, but from what I'm told, he's that record can be deceiving, as he's been in with some tough competition over the years.
Well, like Mr. Katz is not going to put him in there with an easy fight either.
No.
You know, Randy?
Katz likes fights.
I hate to see him leading with his face like that.
6th-round featherweight bout. This is round number 1. I'm Randy G, the commish, along with Chris Algieri and gentleman Jerry Cooney. In his last fight, Johnny Dez lost the majority decision over 6 rounds. He said he learned so much in that fight. Let's see if he has learned. And one of those things he says he's learned is patience.
Nice
Big
right hand by
Big
Dez right there.
Sometimes you see Johnny, when he steps back, he does a little bit of a high step. Now, guys, do you think that's a little bit of nerves, that he's still a little bit tight?
No, I think he's very excited. He's got filled with energy, and he's trying to let the other guy know, I'm going to fight. I'm here. It's a game of chess going on in there right now.
I agree with you, Jerry. I think it's a little excitement, maybe something that he does in the gym is kind of carrying over into the ring. The way you train is the way you fight.
Right. Sometimes as you move up the ladder, you cannot make those moves because you leave yourself open to get caught with shots.
Final second, round number 1. And take a look at those mats. Those are the safety mats we've been talking about. Such a big part of boxing here in the state of New York. Tom Clohesky and his safety mats just mean so much, and you'll see them at work in Madison Square Garden and other places here at the Paramount. What they do is they act like a sponge, and they soak up the water and the sweat all the other liquids that they
Well,
fall
let's
upon
ask
that
Chris.
mat.
I mean, Chris, you've been around all the gyms. You know what happens when the corners get weighted down with water. How does this feel? You fought in this ring with these mats?
I have fought with the mats, and I think it's a great idea. I've been in fights where corners get saturated,
Sloppy.
and man, you can slip on those. You can hurt your
Oh,
knee.
yeah.
You can get caught with a flash knockdown. You can get hit while you're down. Even it can be a very dangerous situation for fighters.
I used to like to get the guy in the corner who was slipping down like that, give him a shot.
You're an old school veteran.
Jerry
Nice.
Cooney and Chris
Best pace
Algieri
round again.
here in round number 2, scheduled for 6.
And Dez is coming out like a...
In a featherweight bout where the hitman Johnny Dez is forcing the action.
I will tell you this: Hernandez is in great shape. He trains extremely hard, and is looking to really put out some work today.
And Dez is catching him with some shots. Not always, but he's landing some solid shots to the head. They're going to slow him down.
How'd you guys like that double jab? Kind of pat, and then the hard hook behind it by Johnny Dez.
Nice. 2 right hands by Dez.
Medina
And Medina
answers
comes right
everything
back.
back. Answers everything back.
Some solid body punching by Dez.
It's hard. It's hard for Medina to keep up his pace with those shots he's taking. It's almost kind of funny, but Dez has only got 1 knockout in all his wins. He's a sensational puncher.
Oh, Dez got caught with a big left hook.
Well, that's testament also to the matchmaking of Ron Cass, like you said
doubt.
earlier. He's always putting us guys in tough fights.
He wants him to grow. Wants you guys to grow.
No better way to get experience than get rounds in.
Nice right hand by Dez again. Medina's got to keep his hands up. Nice body shots by Dez.
Eladio Medina comes from Longmont, Colorado. He turned pro only 2 years ago at the rather young age of 19 years old.
I mean, he's got a lot of experience. You can see he's been in there with a lot of guys, Medina. And it's just he's leaving his face wide open.
He doesn't have bad reactions though, and he does come back firing.
But he's getting caught with shots. 1 or 2 every combination. And Dez is doing a great job working the body, then turning it over to the top.
Let me know if you agree, Jerry, but I would like to see Hernandez close the distance with some punches rather than just walking up to Medina and then firing shots. Medina's allowing him to do that, but some opponents may not in the future.
Right, you got a good point there. And then Medina's counter-punching it. So
Yes.
he's got to get it to the side, step to the side, and work that jab or something.
Few seconds remain. Round number 2, scheduled for 6.
A lot of pressure by Dez.
Star Boxing, Rockin' Fights 20. We'll be back for round number 3. Here we go, round number 3, featherweight bout between Johnny Dez and Eladio Medina. Medina in the white, Dez in the red. And guys, you know what? It's been Dez with the pressure. I'll check your scorecards if this round goes to a conclusion.
Seems that Hernandez is picking up the pressure the last 2 rounds, having a little more success.
And the punches are landing more effectively as well. And I think that's Medina's getting tired and he's landing those shots. Listen, his punch output, you guys from Huntington are just unbelievable, bro. What's up with that?
There's something in the water, man. Something in the water here in Huntington.
And you guys know all about that.
See, I never had to throw that many punches in a fight.
Oh, when you got hammers for hands, you don't need to.
Now,
Chris
Medina's
Algieri.
starting to slow down. Obviously, it's the 3rd round. And he's starting to catch more shots.
Jerry Cooney working with me. Chris Algieri, a guy who throws upwards of around 100 punches around, and Jerry Cooney who tries to throw one punch around.
I counted 115 punches this guy was fighting, throwing per round. Chris Algieri. Well, I'll tell you, Dez is so determined to stop this guy.
He's definitely got the look in his eye like he wants that knockout. He is going corner to corner, punishing Medina.
See, you know, Chris, when I was fighting and I'd be in there with somebody, I had to make the guy feel my power in the first round. Maybe I'd take a shot, but I was going to let him feel my body shot or hooked on the chin and let the guy say, well, you're going to come in again, this is what's going to happen for you. But these guys just, they're throwing so many punches and lack a little bit more of the punching power, but they got a lot of finesse.
A lot of knockouts come from style more than even just God-given, power or strength. You know, Dez here is throwing, as you said, throwing so many punches, taking some of the power off of his individual shots.
Nice right hand by Dez.
That was a nice right hand by Johnny Dez while they were in the clinch.
Nice hook by Dez. I think the referee can start to look at this kid, Medina. He's taking a lot of shots on the head now. And maybe stopping this fight sometime soon.
Medina is starting to move backwards with his mouth open. He's feeling the effect of those shots, especially a lot of those hard body shots by Johnny Dez.
And you also see Dez slipping to the left and coming back with that hook.
I'm really impressed with Hernandez's defense on the inside here while throwing combinations. Still slipping punches while being offensive.
I mean, so busy. Are you talking about
Hernandez?
He's so busy.
Absolutely. But to not throw defense out the window while being that busy is impressive.
Jerry, you had to love that left hook to the body. Final seconds, round number 3. I'm going to be checking your scorecards, get those pens in the hands, and mark them.
Great round. Sensational round.
We're back at the Paramount. Joe DeGuardia's Rockin' Fights 20. Chris Algieri marking his scorecard. Jerry Cooney marking his scorecard. Johnny Dez, Eladio Medina. Gentlemen, Jerry, your scorecard. What's it look like? Stop copying off of Algieri, will you?
It's a shutout. 3 rounds tonight.
And Chris is shaking his head. He agrees.
I think they're gonna stop
it's round number 4.
I think they're going to stop this fight right now. Like I talked about, they're going to stop this fight. This kid's taking too many shots to the head.
And Medina is having his right eye looked at by one of the doctors here in the New York State Athletic Commission.
Got a smile from Medina. The fight's going on. Kid wants to fight.
I think it could have been a good stoppage right there.
Here comes Dez. Nice right hand. Yeah.
Another right hand. Dez comes right back. He woke up the line.
Working on each other in the corner. Johnny holding him with the left hand and hitting with the right. And now they step out of the corner.
Medina may not have the talent, but he definitely has the heart of a fighter. Comes back whenever he can. Almost gets stopped in between rounds. Comes out throwing big bombs.
I don't know who's guiding his career, but he's 2-7, and many times the losses have been on split decision as he goes to the hometown of somebody else. He is that professional opponent.
And I don't think that's going to happen today, man. Dez is just hit him with a nice right hand. He's really wants to hurt this guy today, and he's doing a great job at it.
Yeah, it will not surprise me if this is the last round or the next round is the last round. This, I don't think we'll ever see the final bell.
Randy, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to get some water here and take hold of me tonight.
I sense comeback.
Hernandez has not slowed down at all.
Not at all.
I like when he leans to the left and comes back with that hook. I like it when he does it inside a little more closer, but
Showing great head movement tonight.
it's a tough way to make a living for poor Medina over there.
Stiff jab by Johnny Hernandez as he walked his way in.
And they can't be making that much money. Phil comes back with a nice right hand to the body. Medina
But you know
does.
what? At this point, I think he's lost a lot of whatever power he did have. And those right hands to the body are basically like him throwing spitballs at a battleship.
Oh, they sound pretty hard to me. Nice body shot, left uppercut by Medina.
Still throwing hard too.
Here's a guy you got to watch out. The commissions around the country have to watch out. A guy like Medina, tough kid, very durable, but he's taking consistent shots every round. You gotta be careful for a guy like that because you break down. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but in a couple of years.
Jerry, you and I in our SiriusXM show, we talk about this all the time, and I don't know if Chris knows. There's a guy over in England by the name of Christian Late who's something like 10 wins and 205 losses. He is the professional opponent. He shows up at weigh-ins, and if somebody pulls out,
Great
he
punch
jumps
by
right
Medina.
in.
Just a nice flurry by Medina at the end of that round.
End of round number 4. How much more can Mr. Medina take? Hey, boxing fans, come out for live boxing. Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing presents Rockin' Fights. For ticket information, go to starboxing.com or ticketmaster.com. See some of the best young fighters. Star Boxing, Rockin' Fights, it's a knockout. Here we go, round number 5, scheduled for 6 rounds, featherweight division. Johnny Hernandez against Eladio Medina. Johnny Dez just looked over at us at our Star Boxing announce position and kind of shook his left hand. He knows he's in control here. And just to make it official or unofficial, official, unofficial, if you will, our score is Jerry Cooney and Chris Algieri. Chris, how do you have it shut out, I guess?
I have 4 rounds to 0 for Johnny Hernandez. He seems to be applying consistent pressure. Starting to break down Medina. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a stoppage in the next round or 2.
And Jerry.
I have the right. 40 to 36, but it's a lot worse than that.
Right.
On the scorecard.
Now, let me ask
This
you
kid-
guys, when you're scoring a fight where there's a 10-point must system like here in New York, 9 points or less to the loser of the round, let's say a loser gets beaten up without being dropped. Would
Nice
you score that
uppercut.
10-8?
I
could,
would, yes,
you
you
could.
could. It depends on the situation, and you gotta kind of fraction each round as you go and
Exactly.
score scores along the
I
way.
mean, this kid's fighting back. It's hard to give him an 8-10 round,
Yeah.
but listen, it's close.
He is getting consistent beating, but I can't see it going 10-8 for any of the
No.
rounds just yet.
But to me, I always like it when I score just by myself, even when I'm watching
Nice
on
hook
television.
by
I'll make it
Medina.
10-9, 10-8. Even if the guy didn't go down, because 10-9 tells me it was close. 10-8 tells me, yeah, you know, that really wasn't close.
You know, Medina lands a couple of nice shots, and let me
Yes,
tell you,
he did.
gets Dez mad. And Dez comes right back at him. Nice weave there by Dez. Now, I think Dez has slowed down a little bit, but not really.
This is the first round that he is.
Nice right hand by
Oh,
Dez
ripping right
again.
hand by Johnny
Seeing
Dez.
some blood on Medina now. I don't know where that's coming from. His mouth and his eye.
I think it might be the nose or the mouth, or both. Still
And
throwing back though. Very, very tough guy.
Taking a nice body shot from Dez, I'll tell you that. Goes right in the solar plexus. Nice 4-punch combination by Dez.
Well, the entire New York State Athletic Commission, and there are 3 doctors at ringside, and the executive director, David Berlin, every time Medina steps back, they all take a long look at him.
I think Medina just had some of the starch taken out of him with a body shot from Hernandez along the ropes.
And I think they're doing a great job by doing that, Randy. I think something could be called for to get this fight stopped.
Well, Doc, I got to tell you, Dr. Rufus Sadler is watching this very closely. if this man takes many more unanswered
right
headshots like that, do not be surprised if the referee gets in. Will he make it to the 6th round?
And that is one tough guy right there.
Absolutely is. And now you almost find it in your heart that you want him to get through to the final bell, but yet you don't want to see him take any more of that punishment.
Well, I mean, listen, Randy, he can't win by playing knockout.
Right.
And there's no sense of going on in this fight for him. He should call it a day, come back another day and fight.
Exactly. Jerry, you talk about it all the time. If this fight was 3-2 in rounds or whatever, down to the wire, I could see it going on. But that corner of Medina, they are the bravest people in the house tonight, but they are letting their fighter come out. And I'm not sure if I was working the corner, if I would let my guy come out after watching my guy take this kind of beating up until this point.
You know, and you're right, Randy, but if he had a puncher's chance, not a shot to knock the guy out, you may leave him out there.
This is the 6th and final.
You say if he had a puncher's chance. He's 2-7. His 2 wins have been by decision. He has not knocked anybody out.
That's right.
He is not going to knock Johnny Dez out tonight.
It's been a great experience for Dez in his career. He's throwing tons of punches, fast, quick-paced fight.
And now you wonder if in the corner of Johnny Dez, they told him, don't get cocky, just play it safe, move around a little bit, think defense. Let's see if he goes after him or whether he starts boxing.
I don't think Dez can do that. He wants to finish this guy off.
As a fighter who also drinks the water at Huntington, I think he's going to go out and look to dominate.
Where's that water? Where's that water?
Yeah. Well, he started out boxing, but here comes the hitman.
Dez is throwing some nice body shots. Well, he missed a few right
Whoa,
there.
big swing and a miss.
He's mixing his punches up nice up and down, Chris. Nice combination by Dez, and he felt he hurt Medina.
Hernandez is going for it here. I've heard Johnny Hernandez be called the Hitman before. Let's see where he gets the name.
Stiff right hand by the hitman. Gets out of the way of a right, gets out of the way of another one, lands a few headshots.
Should be taking a good beating here in this round. Medina is.
Oh, good overhand right by Johnny Dez. Can Medina last to the final bell? Can Johnny Dez get the knockout?
Medina just came back with a 3-punch combination that worked. Just got to look at Dez over there, look me down there in the corner.
Still nice defense on the part of Medina, getting away from 3 shots. Left hand might have gone a little bit low. Medina pulling away, got those hands down a little bit. But a survivor, if there ever was a survivor. He has lost every round in this fight, maybe every moment of this fight. Has had his moments, he's landed a few shots, but every time he throws and lands, the hitman comes back with another one.
Okay, this guy's got great endurance for the shots they're taking and throwing.
3, 4, 5 punch combination, then Johnny Dez misses. Then more combinations from Johnny Dez.
And you know, Randy, these punches that Hernandez is throwing is great for his career. He's developing his talent. He's finally looking for the opening and finding them. Great defense, like you said, Chris.
Johnny Dez headed towards his 5th win. And Hilario Medina,
nice
what a performance, a gutsy performance by him. Can't get enough of Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing? Download the Star Boxing TV app or check out our Roku channel to watch exclusive content and classic fights. Every punch, every knockout, every screen. The Star Boxing TV app gives you exclusive access to every moment of Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. Available on Apple, Android, and Roku. Just search Star Boxing to get in the ring. The cards are in. Here's David Diamante to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action here at the Paramount, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges, Julie Lederman, Tony Lundy, and John Basili, scored this bout identical, 60-54. All 3 for your winner by unanimous decision. From Huntington, New York, Johnny the Hitman Hernandez.
No surprise there. All 3 judges had it a shutout, as did Chris Algieri and gentleman Jerry Cooney. Palladio Medina falls to a very tough 2-8. Johnny Hernandez, Johnny Dez the Hitman, now at 5-1 and with a big future in front of him. Or Kara Castronova has Johnny Dez the Hitman, and here's Kara.
Thanks, Randy. Congratulations on your 5th victory here at the Huntington Paramount. How did you feel about your performance tonight?
I feel like I was a lot more calmer in this fight. I was poised. I waited it out, counterpunched. Give the kid a lot of credit. He had a really strong chin. I was trying to put him out. I hit him with very clean shots, and the kid was there.
So you were looking for a knockout?
Yeah, I was trying to make a statement. I mean, the dominating performance is also a very good performance, but everybody loves knockouts, so that's what we got to work on.
Well, congratulations. That was a really great performance, and I look forward to seeing your next fight.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thank you, Kara. Good job up there with Johnny Dez. We're back at the Paramount for Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing Rockin' Fights 20. We are about to get underway with Anthony Carperis, a man who's been in the ring as a sparring partner for Chris Algieri. So, Chris, I hear that Anthony Carperis may be in the best shape of his life. He's coming off a tremendous victory that Jerry and I were at against Bayan Jargal. What can we expect tonight?
He's been working very hard in the gym. As you said, I've been working as a sparring partner for this fight. He is more than ready. It's going to be a great night for him.
Here's the tale of the tape. Anthony Carperis is 10-1 with 3 knockouts. He is 5'5" and weighed in at 135 pounds. Jose Morales is from Denver, Colorado, with a record of 8-6 with 2 knockouts. Weighing in at 130 pounds, here's what Anthony Carperis had to say at the weigh-in.
The different guys that have more experience than me, and I've learned from them, guys like Chris Algieri, even Tommy Ranone, I've trained with them, and I know what it takes to get to that level. So I'd love to fight, a 10-round, main event as soon as possible, to be honest with you.
Let's go up to David Diamante.
From the Paramount here in Huntington, New York, we are set to go with the co-main event of the evening, and it's all being brought to you by Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this contest ringside, John Basili, Tony Lundy, and Kevin Morgan. At the sound of the bell, your 3rd man in the ring, Danny Chavone. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 8 rounds of boxing scheduled in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he wears solid black trunks. He weighed in at 130.8 pounds. His professional record, 8 victories against 6 defeats. He has 2 wins coming by way of knockout. From Denver, Colorado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jose Comandante Morales. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He wears white with blue and silver. He weighed in at a ready 130.4 pounds. His professional record, an excellent one. 10 victories, only 1 defeat. He has 3 wins coming by way of knockout. From Hicksville, New York, ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Showtime Carperis. Carperis.
Well, here we go. This one's scheduled for 8 rounds in the junior lightweight division. And Chris Algieri, Jerry Cooney, we have seen Anthony Carperis from the very beginning, former Golden Glove champion. This is the lightest weight he has ever fought at. Usually it's been either junior welterweight or lightweight. Tonight he is junior lightweight. Chris, what's going on?
I mean, he's been talking about coming down in weight for a number of fights now. You know, he really has got on his diet, his nutrition. He's enacted the help of strength coach Dr. Michael Camp, and they've been working on a great program. He looks super fit right now. He made the weight no problem, and said he feels strong.
And you know, it's really funny, but Anthony is such a great conditioning guy. You think that he's so many punches and he got more knockouts. I think that's probably one of the reasons why he came down, maybe give himself a little more power.
You know, Jerry, his first 2
punches.
fights, which we were at, he had first round knockouts. The second one was as picturesque a knockout as you are going to get. An overhand right. After the guy missed the left hook, the guy fell right on his face. You are never going to see a one-punch shot like that. But Anthony could be his own worst enemy. When he trains, and Chris, you can attest to this, he trains as hard as anybody in the game.
You know,
When he parties as hard as anybody in the game. I do think he's learned now, because he is in humongous shape, the best I've ever seen him look.
And you know, Randy, that's true. He's got no body fat on him. I don't know if that's helpful or not to him. You know, you should put on a few pounds between your weigh-in and the fight. There's no body fat on him. And I mean, he's very strong. He's very conditioned. He throws a lot of punches. I mean, I don't know what the answer is for that punching power. Whether you're born with it or you're not, I don't know.
Defensively, he is just a wizard. He could stand right in front of you, and he bends his knees, bobs and weaves. Very difficult target to hit.
And also, you know, let me just tell you, Chris Algieri is one of these guys come out of this class here in Long Island. And it's very exciting to see these guys so talented and throwing so many punches.
Now, I know, again, that Chris knows him from the gym, and they've sparred together. Do you know who Anthony Carperis' favorite fighter is, aside from you?
Arturo Gatti. I can tell by the trunks.
Absolutely, Arturo Gatti. And there's one other guy right behind that, Miguel Cotto. In fact, he even has a little bit of Cotto's style, especially when he goes down to the body with those wicked combinations.
He does, you know, and I'm going to tell you something. I used to watch Arturo Gatti in the ring and have his mother in the audience, and the shots he took, fight after fight after fight, it just got kind of threw me to the ground.
You know, our good friend Wayne Kelly refereed a lot of his fights, and Wayne used to tell me, I have never seen a guy with such internal resolve. Just this guy just gets hit with shots, and I'm about to stop the fight, and he comes roaring back.
Oh, he gets dropped to the ground, gets up and fights back, and knocks
the late great Arturo
dropped,
Gatti.
didn't matter. Eyes shut.
Listen, here's a great. He's feeling. Carperis is feeling out his opponent. He's a tough guy. He's in there with tough guys. Pretty durable guys that'll stick around. Round 1, feel him out.
That's the end of round number 1 as both guys go back to their corner and they sit down on their stools, and underneath those stools, the safety mats that we have talked about so often, which we just love so much because they act almost as sponges, and they just mop up all the water and the fluid that comes with the corner work, and when the mats are removed, there's not one drop of fluid on the ring. It's not a slippery ring.
You're right, those mats and those shoes.
The shoes that the round card girl with, Jerry, I don't know how women, and I got 4 daughters, I don't know how they walk in those high heels. Here we go, round number 2, Anthony Carperis.
And we always get a lot of action from these guys, both in this one and the heavyweight fight, Joe Smith next fight. I can't wait for it.
Anthony Carperis in the white, Jose Morales in the black.
Nice jab by Mr. Morales.
So what do you think about the first round, guys? Chris, was that to you somewhat of a feeling out round?
I think somewhat, but I think that Carperis was finding his rhythm relatively early, was able to make Morales miss quite a bit. He's still doing that in this second round, and was able to land some good overhand rights and body shots.
And I agree with that. I think he figured him out kind of early. Listen, Morales is not doing that much early on for offense, and we're going to see what happens. He's got to pick it up. He's just throwing a nice combination there, Morales has. Let's see if we can get a great fight from these two guys.
I think the speed differential is very apparent here, and right now Carperis is taking full advantage of that.
And we see Morales counter-punching Carperis.
Carperis, a huge counterpuncher. As I was telling you about earlier, that one knockout in his second fight with the overhand right. He will wait for you to make a mistake and time you and nail you.
Well, you see he's throwing body shots. A lot of body shots to get those hands to come down, then he'll turn it over.
Don't let the record fool you. Anthony Carperis has some power.
Morales is coming fighting pretty strong right here.
Anthony actually allowing his opponent Morales to throw some shots at him as he works on his defense, picking them all off on his arms. Morales' last fight took place last October in Denver, Colorado. One of my best friends, Steve Waldman, was one of the judges. Morales won a split decision, and Steve Waldman told me, this is a guy who can punch a little bit. He's in real good condition. Sometimes he'll put the pressure on, sometimes he'll box. You almost never know what he's going to do.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, Carperis is doing great body work. I love to see the body work he's throwing. Constantly working the body downstairs, and that's going to affect him later on in this fight.
Carperis is the kind of guy, he could almost lull you into thinking that he's just going to keep working on the body, slow the pace down.
Nice left hook, right hand by Morales.
Very surprising. Morales got in two solid shots there. And Anthony's not the kind of guy you hit with solid shots.
No, he's got great upper body rhythm and head movement. His defense.
Another right hand by Morales.
Some wide shots by Morales, but yet they're getting in.
This is where Carperis has had trouble in the past. When he does get hit with a shot, he goes into Arturo Gatti rumble mode.
We'll be back with more Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing Rockin' Fights 20 right after this. And we are back for round number 3 of this junior lightweight bout. Junior lightweight, super featherweight, Anthony Carperis in white,
right up.
Jose Morales in the black trunks. Randy G, the commish, along with gentleman Jerry Cooney and Chris Algieri here at ringside at the Paramount in Huntington, drinking the water.
Nice combination by Anthony
The magical Huntington water. Okay, guys, is Carperis in his Arturo Gatti mode still?
No, he's come back to how he started the fight out. And is boxing well and taking advantage whenever Morales puts himself on the ropes.
Morales getting a swollen right arm. But let me tell you something. He's counter-punching very well against Carperis when he comes in throwing those shots. He's got 2 or 3 solid shots coming back at him.
But Jerry, as you mentioned, there is a mouse there, and that is a mean-looking mouse. That's
bad space.
That's no little mouse.
Growing fast too.
Yeah, that's going to become a rat pretty soon.
And that could have been a headbutt, actually.
Wicked body shots by Carperis. Then a staccato of shots. Change speeds on it.
Carperis is looking great at this new weight.
The eye is shutting on Morales.
As far as you know, does he kill himself to get down to 130? Because, you know, this is a guy who between fights can get up around 160 something.
I think that was more of him in a past life. I believe he's taking his career a little more seriously now and maintaining his weight between bouts. He didn't seem too bad last week when I saw him coming down on the weight. He's been positive throughout, and I think this is a good weight class for him.
Nice left hook by Carperis.
Nice
Then he gets
hand
tagged.
by Morales.
Morales showing some defensive moves along the ropes and counterpunching ability. He's no
That eye
slouch.
looks pretty big, Chris. That eye looks
Well,
pretty big.
that's exactly what the judge. Now, Morales switching up.
Going southpaw, which I'm not sure is going to help with that lead eye being the damage one.
Exactly. What could be the point, guys, that he's going southpaw?
He's not having much success in the orthodox stance, so maybe he's trying any last-ditch effort.
But as you said, Chris, I mean, he's bringing that damaged eye a little bit closer to that wicked left hand, that left jab and that left hook of Carperis.
And you know, Randy, he's throwing nice shots, Morales is, but he's not throwing 20 shots like Carperis is at a time.
Final seconds. Clock ticking down on another round. Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing is brought to you by The Inn at Fox Hollow, Modell's Sporting Goods, Camelot Specialty Limos, Anti-3 Protect Series, KO5M, PAL Environmental Services, Masterpiece Construction, Power Play International, WBAB, Laborers Local 66, Operating Engineers Local 138, and MagnaCare. And here we go, round number 4 from the Paramount. Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing Rockin' Fights 20. Anthony Carperis against Jose Morales. Carperis in the white, Morales black trunks.
Now, what do you do, Chris, when you get in the corner and you swirl a guy's eye up? Does your corner tell you to go out and work on the eye?
Absolutely, but not to hyper-focus on it. You want to keep doing what got you to that position, but if you can land a little extra left hooks on that injured right eye, why not?
I like that answer, bro.
See, there's that smart laser kind of left hand from Carperis on the lead eye, the damaged right eye of Morales, who in my mind is not doing himself any favor by boxing as a southpaw.
No, I don't see any positive reason to do that, and it hasn't been going well for him.
Not at all. And I mean, before he was having some success landing on Carperis, even backing him up a couple times as a right-hander. As a southpaw, he's doing nothing but getting hit.
A lot of confidence, Anthony Carperis right in the ring right now. Lots of confidence.
And his conditioning is looking great. He's looking very, very motivated. Gas tank is still on high. Feeling very comfortable in there, and it shows.
You know, it's been a great night of fights, guys. I'm looking forward to Joe Smith's fight so much with anticipation because he's a sensational guy, and the light heavyweight division is growing bigger and bigger. A lot of talent there. Turviev, Kovalov, Andre Ward maybe, and a lot of the kids coming up from the Olympics here
Oh, yeah.
in America.
This is true. Joe Smith is knocking on that door there of the upper echelon of the heavyweight division, light heavyweight division.
And you know, it's very exciting because he's trained by John Capbank, who used to be my trainer's son, Jerry, and they're doing a great job, him and Philly.
This one scheduled for 6. Junior lightweights, Anthony Carperis. 8 rounds, rather.
And Morales just
Good
doesn't
body
have the punching
shot.
power.
Good body shot along the ropes.
Junior lightweight bout, Anthony Carperis, Jose Morales from Denver, Colorado.
And he's coming back throwing nice combination, but he can't keep it up.
Oh, big body shot. Left hand is a Cooney counter left hook.
Nice left hook by Carperis.
I think that's going to be it, guys.
Wicked body shot.
One punch knockout.
but Ellis still on his knees. What a body shot that one was. Hey, boxing fans, come out for live boxing. Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing presents Rockin' Fights. For ticket information, go to starboxing.com or ticketmaster.com. See some of the best young fighters. Star Boxing, Rockin' Fights, it's a knockout. Okay, guys, let's go up to David Diamante and make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Paramount, referee Danny Chavone reaches the count of 10. The official time of the stoppage, 2 minutes and 32 seconds of round number 4. Your winner by knockout from Hicksville, New York, Anthony Showtime Carperes.
Let's go up to Cara Castronova, who's standing by with a very happy winner. Anthony Carperes, one-punch knockout.
Thanks, Randy. Congratulations on your victory. That was a really great knockout. Did you look for that knockout?
I saw him like a couple of tapes that he keeps his hands up high, so I figured I'd focus on the body a little bit. I didn't start in the beginning because I moved down the weight class, so I was kind of like playing with my power a little bit to see what I could do. But he's a tough guy. He stayed out, hung in there and stuff. And yeah, like I said, I went to the body and it ended up working out.
How did you feel about your performance?
I thought I played around a little bit too much, but you keep learning. I mean, next time I might be in there with someone more experienced. Like my last fight with Brian Jargo, I couldn't play around, so this was, I guess, like a little bit of a break for me.
You haven't had a knockout in, I think, 5 fights? So it must feel good to actually not have to go the full distance.
That was like my whole thing this fight. I was like, I'm moving down in weight. There's no reason I should go the distance in this fight. Like I said, long story short, I came in here, I did what I needed to do, and either way, I mean, you could always do better, but I'm happy with my performance.
Congratulations on your knockout.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Good job, Cara Castronova, with the happy winner, Anthony Carperes, who, with the win, ups his record 11-1. We'll be back with more of Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing Rockin' Fights 20 after this, our main event coming up. Welcome back to the Paramount here in Huntington, Long Island for Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing Rockin' Fights 20. I'm Randy G, the commish, along with Chris Algieri and the big guy sitting next to him, former heavyweight contender, gentleman Jerry Cooney. And we await our main event tonight. It's going to be Joe Smith against Deon Savage in the light heavyweight class. Joe Smith in his last fight had a one-round knockout. Don't be surprised if there's another one, because Deon Savage, if he takes the fight right to Joe, this one could be over quick. Let's go to the tail of the tape. Joe Smith from Massac, New York, weighed in at 174 pounds. He's got a record of 18-1 with 15 knockouts. His opponent, Deon Savage, hails from Flint, Michigan, and weighed in at 175 pounds with a record of 12-7 with 6 knockouts. We caught up with both fighters at the weigh-in at Modell's. You gotta go to Moe's. Here is what they had to say.
My opponent for this fight, I know he's a decent boxer. I watched him fight Will Brzezinski. I watched a little bit of that fight, just clips. And I see he could move. He got a little bit of, he's got good defense, but I hope to take him out. You know, he's in my way to becoming a champion, and I don't want to let anybody stop me. So
I'm not expecting no tough fight, because you know, boxing is what you make it in the ring. So I plan on making it an easy night.
So it's Joe Smith against Deion Savage. Let's get things started and go up to David Diamante. Make it official. Get it started.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from the Paramount here in Huntington, New York, USA. It's time for the main event of the evening. And it's all being brought to you courtesy of Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. This bout is sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission. The 3 judges assigned ringside, scoring this contest on a 10-point must system: Julie Letterman, Tony Lundy, and Kevin Morgan. And at the sound of the bell, your third man in the ring, Sharday Murdoch. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 10 rounds of boxing scheduled in the light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he wears black and white trunks. He stands with head trainer Jerome Elder. He weighed in at 175 pounds. His professional record, 12 victories against 7 defeats. He has 6 wins coming by way of knockout. From Flint, Michigan, ladies and gentlemen, Deion Too Strong Savage. Savage. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He stands with head trainer Terry Capobianco. He wears the black and green. He weighed in at a ready and even 174 pounds. His professional record, an excellent one. 18 victories, only 1 defeat. He has 15 wins coming by way of knockout. From Mastic Beach, New York, he is the reigning and defending IBA America's Light Heavyweight Champion. Tonight, engaging in a non-title fight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Irish Bomber, the Beast from the East, Joe Smith Jr. Smith Jr.
Okay. As a reminder, obey my commands at all times, protect yourselves at all times. When I call for a break, I want you to give me a clean break. Touch gloves, let's go to work.
Shada Murdoch giving them their last-minute instructions, their final instructions. This one is scheduled for 10 rounds. Do not expect it's going to go anything close to that. Joe Smith against Deion Savage. Murdoch gets him ready. There's the bell, and here we go. Deion Savage in the prison garb, and Joe Smith in the green trunks. They meet right away in center ring.
And Savage wants to rough it up with him in there. He's trying to stay close to him. He can't give Joey the distance. He landed with that right hand and left hook. He's trying to get close to him.
Jerry and I noticed some trash talk before the fight coming from the Savage corner. Looked like he was trying to intimidate Joe.
And Joey's defense has really picked up a little bit. He's got himself covered up nice.
Right, and as the fight was about to start, in the minute or two before that, Savage was all over him in the corner, bumping into him, trying to mess him up right there, and they pulled him out of there.
And you know, and here's where you can really find out if Joe Smith is really settling down as an old pro and not going to get caught up into this wrestle match. Work the jabs. Nice body shots by Joe Smith.
Not only are the Capobiancos in his corner, they have brought in veteran Tommy Gallagher to work the corner of Joe Smith.
Joe Smith looking to land that lead left hook from the outside. He's thrown several already in this round. There's another.
He's got to work off the jab. He can't set up the hook right off the hook.
He's got a great long jab. I'd like to see him use that even more.
Joe Smith came diving in with a right hand, and he missed and got caught with a counter left hand as he dove in.
And also, Deion Savage is moving again, making it difficult for Joe Smith to catch him.
Shane Murdoch breaks him up, tells him to watch the rough stuff. Smith complaining a little bit about getting hit, looks like on the back of the head.
Deion Savage looking to use that head movement, working a little slick boxing out there. Avoiding the jab of Joe Smith and the wild swinging right hands.
Nice uppercut by Joe Smith right there. Nice uppercut.
Good body shots on the inside. Good body shots.
And that was the exact corner where Joe Smith scored his first round knockout a few months ago.
I don't like to see Joe getting caught up in this hectic wrestling match right now.
I know you like those body shots he was throwing in the corner.
I did. Listen, Deion Savage is not known to be a great puncher, but he's landing some nice shots.
Final seconds, round number one. This one, there was no feeling out. Joe Smith against Deion Savage. We want more. And of course, we've been talking about it all night. The safety match by Tom Clohessy, Jerry, your old, I don't want to say you're a sparring partner. I guess he was.
He's
I
a
mean,
good guy. We had
he
some
got
fun
in the ring
together.
with you. He loves you. He came up with the idea years ago that there was just too much water in the corners, and basically made a safety mat. It's a safety sponge.
I don't know why it's not all over the world. It's a great thing. But listen, let me tell you something. Joe is fighting a tough fight. He can't get caught up in this. This kid's a tough kid. How long is he going to be able to keep up that pace? I don't think it's too long.
That will be interesting because both these guys are these kind of fighters. They love that pressure, that action. But what will happen if it's round 4, 5, 6? What will happen to their gas tank?
Well, Joe Smith has got no quit in him, and this kid's got 7 losses under his belt.
Deion Savage is looking calm so far.
Bad place for Deion Savage to be. He's trying to get off the
Nice
ropes.
hook by Joe Smith.
These guys are fighting.
It's getting tough in there. And Murdoch has to take control right now, and he's doing exactly that by talking to them.
Nice hook by Joe Smith. Jab left hook was very beautiful.
Joe Smith is one of those rare guys who has power in both hands, the left hook and the right hand.
And listen, Deion Savage is going to do what he's doing. He's tying him up in there. He's not letting him get off.
Making it ugly. That's what he needs to do.
Here comes Savage, and then he eats a few shots. Works Smith back into the corner.
Nice left hook by Joe Smith.
Savage is landing good right hands in this round. He landed a couple over the top and a couple good body shots. Everything Smith throws is with bad intentions.
You know, you're right. You know, he can't get caught up in that fight pace.
Savage is not exactly just pushing his punches out there either, Chris.
No, his punching power does not look bad to me.
By Joe Smith.
A lot of muscle, a lot of energy being used when these guys get in close. Oh, right hand by Deion Savage. Big one. Then he eats a body shot.
Hey, it ain't pretty, but it's fun to watch.
It certainly is. What was that one about? Was that about the rough stuff? Low blows?
I think the referee was warning both fighters about pushing and using elbows.
Looks like Dion Savage is throwing himself out here. I don't like to see Joe Smith get caught up in this hustle.
Both throwing bombs on the inside as Savage has his back to the ropes right above us. We're going to take a break after this. Both fighters need one.
Great second round.
And it's round number 3. This is actually about 2 rounds longer than I thought it may go at first.
And you know, you get a chance to hear the corner of Capobianco and Joe Smith, but they need to calm him down and get back to his jab and get into a fight plan.
You're exactly right, Jerry, because so far he has not done any boxing. There's been very few jabs. He is a brawler.
He's trying to land that big punch, and he's forcing it, and when you're forced, it doesn't always come out.
Joe Smith has good skills. He has a big amateur background. He throws nice straight punches. He's got a great hard jab. He's not utilizing those tools tonight.
I like his defense right now, Chris.
Definitely got great hand position here. Looking to unload big shots.
In that only loss on the record of Joe Smith, who's 18-1, it was back in August of 2010 when he got stopped in the 4th round of a 6th rounder by Eddie Caminero. Never was able to get Eddie back in the ring again, but that night he plumb ran out of gas.
Randy, no. Chris was at the fight.
I was at that fight, and Joe Smith actually suffered a broken jaw in the 3rd round of that fight. Tried to fight on for a couple more rounds, but was in too much pain.
That was a broken jaw that night?
That was.
Then I take that back, because somebody had said that he ran out of gas, and I'm glad that you were able to clarify that.
Oh no, absolutely. He was winning the fight big. Got caught with a sneaky right hand, and had his shin out there, and took that injury. But he's come back strong now. He has not looked back, and has had a great string of victories since then.
Well, both guys' gas tanks are being tested tonight, and we'll see who's got more in the tank, because that's what this one could come down to.
Nice body work by Joe Smith in there, Chris. Randy. Nice right hand, Joe. Another right hand.
Oh, they are cranking it up. They don't need a ring that's 18 feet. They need a phone booth. Both loading up to the head and body.
And Joe Smith is telling him, nope, you ain't hitting me. You ain't contacting him. He's got his defense up pretty well.
Murdoch breaks him up. To the southpaw stance goes Savage, who falls off balance.
Joey, jab, jab.
Big right hand by Joe Smith.
Through the ropes goes Savage. We are drenched. They are throwing something from up above. They are throwing beer from behind us.
A late punch, but the referee did not stop the round.
What a round that was. Right near the end of the round, Dion Savage was punched through the rope. Now, were they calling that a knockdown, or was he falling off balance through some loose rope?
Let me tell you something. He came out, he was shocked by that punch. But these guys are both landing solid punches, sitting down on their punches. Anything can happen. Now, Dion Savage only has 6 knockouts, 12 wins, but he still looks like he punches pretty good out there. Chris, what do you think?
I think so too. I think the placement of his punches and his timing, his countering ability is making up for any of that lack of pop.
And I'd like to see Joe Smith use that jab.
I would love to see that. I'm asking for it for 3 rounds.
And here we go. The Dr. Rufus Sadler taking a real good look at Deion Savage to see if he's okay. From this vantage point, he looks okay, and here we go, we'll see. Blocked those shots nicely, moves away as he's hunted down by Joe Smith. And once again, it's bombs away in the corner.
Very reckless. You know that this is a reckless round. I like to see him settle down a little more. But he's still a sensational fighter.
You know, Jerry, there's a lot of things that can affect the way a fighter comes out. Maybe that extra time as they're fixing the rope before the ring. Nerves can build up then. Maybe the trash talk before the fight. There's a lot of factors go into how a fighter comes out.
Well, obviously this guy, Deion Savage, takes a great shot.
Yes.
And he dishes it out pretty well too. You gotta get back to basics, get back to using that jab, set up, look for an opening.
Bad place for Savage to be is in a corner, because that's where Joe is at his absolute best, when he's got a guy pinned in a corner.
Nice jab, nice jab. I like the jab. Come on, work that jab.
Are you in his corner? Our own Jerry Cooney rooting for. Oh, a big right hand.
He missed that right hand. Savage missed that right hand.
Both guys still got plenty in the tank.
It looks like he's a little bit punched out there a little bit. You gotta settle down and get that energy back up again.
Joe getting behind that jab now. There we go. He has great success when he throws the right hand straight, and when he takes his time and picks his punches.
And it looks like to me that Savage is starting to slow down in this round.
I agree with you, Jerry.
And I think the condition is going to be a factor. And right now, Joe Smith looks strong. But all those shots he's missing, overhand rights, aim for the chest. You cannot miss scoring to the chest and eventually land on the head.
The crowd here at the Paramount chanting, Joey, Joey.
Good body shot by Joe Smith Jr. there with the body, with the right hand.
He's taking a little blow there.
Deion Savage has his back with his own body shots.
I think Joe Smith's got to take a little break now and then.
I think he's got to take a break, go to his jab, get a little distance. He's got the height and reach advantage.
Well, I wish I could help out a guy like this. This guy is sensational, got a lot of ability, tremendous power, a lot of tools.
We'll be back with more from the Paramount Joe DeGuardia Star Boxing Rockin' Fights 20 after this.
Hey, boxing fans, come out for live boxing. Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing presents Rockin' Fights. For ticket information, go to starboxing.com or ticketmaster.com. See some of the best young fighters. Star Boxing, Rockin' Fights, it's a knockout.
And we are back at the Paramount in a brawl, a 10-round scheduled brawl between Joe Smith and Deion Savage.
You can't help but be excited. This is an exciting fight. The whole night's been a great card for Joe DeGuardia.
A left and a right by Joe Smith, and Savage shakes his head. Bad place for him to be, and he gets out of there.
Work that jab.
I'll tell you this, Jerry. I'm impressed with Deion Savage tonight.
Well, he's a guy who sticks around.
He came with some determination tonight. He's in there to win this fight, not just survive.
Well, he's slowing down a bit now, Chris. I mean, I think he's shot a lot of his load, and he's starting to understand who the boss is in the ring. Well, he does take a great shot, and he's fighting back. the night.
Both these guys are throwing lots of shots and landing both to the head and body.
Joe Smith, I like his defense. He's got good hand speed. Nice body shot right there. Right hand and left uppercut.
He has a lot of success when he has Savage on the ropes.
Tremendous action above our Star Boxing microphones.
Well, it's exciting. It's an exciting night here in Huntington, bud. We're only missing one thing. Algieri didn't fight.
Yeah, I would love to be in there right now.
Nice body shot by Savage.
Good body shot.
And back by Joe Smith.
Ooh. Wicked left hook to the body there.
Jerry, you had almost as tough a fight on the Long Island Expressway coming here tonight.
We did that. We did that. I'm so glad I made it out here, I'll tell you that.
Chris and I were wondering, is Cooney showing up tonight? And then there you were,
And
right
you know
before
what?
the
Let me tell you
opening
something.
bell.
I really like Joe Smith's defense. He's covering up a lot of those shots. He's not really getting hit like he was early on.
Oh, big
He's
right
working
hand by
his defense.
Smith.
You know, Jerry, he's a physically strong guy. He can do that. He can earmuff up, come forward.
Nice.
It's working well for him right
I
now.
like him. Long Island is strong and talent.
They call it Strong Island.
Where's the water? Give me that water. Gotta rest. He's gotta rest a little bit there.
Oops, little shot to the back. Murdoch gives him a warning.
Jab. Use the jab.
Smith loading up on that right uppercut.
Good chopping right hand by Joe Smith Jr. Savage comes back with a combination into the body.
And yet another round in the books.
Another round.
Exciting fight.
You know, this has been so exciting that I think you guys may have forgotten to do your scorecard. Although you're hiding them, so I can't really see.
I've got Joe Smith ahead comfortably. He's won every round so far. It's been competitive, but hard to give Savage a round.
Just throwing too many punches. I mean, Savage is counter-punching now and then, but realistically, Joe Smith has got this fight on his belt. And I'm surprised his endurance as well. Throwing a lot of shots. He's missing a little bit with overhand rights, and I just gotta get a better aim. But aside from that, he's doing a great job. Another great show for Joe DeGuardia and Star Boxing. You know, we used to speak, Joe and I speak so much about you back in the day when you were coming up. We've been to so many of your fights. It's been such a great experience here.
Always appreciated the support, Jerry.
Oh, nice right hand.
Wow.
By Joe Smith.
Big right hand to open up. Round
And
number
here we
6.
go, round number 6. Scheduled for 10. This may already be 5 rounds longer
He's
than
trying
we
to
thought
force
it was
it.
going
He's
to
trying to
go.
force it here. Can't force it. You cannot force it.
Big right hand by Joe Smith.
Nice body work by Joe Smith.
When Joe sticks to the fundamentals, the 1 and the 2, he has great success.
Well, I mean, this guy's not easy to hit it, too. He's a great mover. He's elusive. That's a great experience for Joe Smith. He's going to need it in that light heavyweight division, let me tell you.
Hey guys, listen to this. Jerry Capobianco, one of the Capobianco brothers who managed Joe Smith, has been moved out of the corner by the New York State Athletic Commission because he was getting too, what's the word, rambunctious? You know, you're not allowed to leave your seat. You can't get up on the ring. He was just about in there helping Joe Smith.
Listen.
They made him get out of the
And
corner.
and the Capobianco family, they're very exciting guys, and they've been with this kid from the beginning, and I appreciate that about a cornerman. And I gotta tell you something. Deion Savage came to fight tonight. He ain't going.
Absolutely.
That is for
Nice
sure.
jab.
Chris, you said it rounds earlier. He came here not as an opponent, but he came here to win tonight.
He's still in there trying when he can.
Nice right uppercut by Joe Smith again.
You know what I like about this matchup? That Savage is making Joe Smith Jr. have to use his fundamentals to have success.
Joe Smith just missed with that uppercut to the jaw.
And the
Nice right
fundamentals you guys see, are you liking what you see, Chris?
When he does it, when Joe is throwing the single 1-2s and they're straight punches instead of looking for big overhand rights, he's having good success and hurting Savage.
And Jerry, what would you tell him to do if you were in the corner?
I would tell him to stop trying to force the knockout. Let it happen by using your jab and cutting off the corner and getting them along the ropes and banging the body.
I know this, you wouldn't get thrown out of the corner.
But you got to stay calm in there too. You got to keep your skin.
Because if you're not calm, how's the fighter ever going to be calm? I think it was the best thing that Jerry left the corner. And he's a great guy.
Jerry's a great guy, and he's really emotional guy, and he loves his kid.
Right. You kind of get worried when I see two fighters get in like that with all this energy. You know, I start thinking, you know, what's going to happen next? Headbutts or whatever.
Smith looking for the haymaker uppercut there.
Nice jab by Joe Smith again.
When he gets on those toes and jabs,
It
looks good.
And we'll be back at the Paramount with more of Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing Rockin' Fights 20 after a word from our sponsors. And here we go, the start of round number 7 as they pull those safety mats out.
Work that jab.
Actually, one safety mat. There we go. Now we got it out. Here we go, round number 7 in one of the best action main events of the year.
He's coming out with the jab. 3 or 4 jabs in a row. I like it.
Joe Smith Jr. in the green trunks. Deion Savage in the prison guard.
Nice right hand by Joe Smith again. Here comes the jab. He's got 3, 4, 5 jabs in a row. I like that.
Randy G, the commish, at ringside along with Chris Algieri and announcer Jerry Cooney and cornerman Jerry Cooney at the same time.
Nice triple jab there.
Love it, Paul. Defense is still good. It's covering up nice. He's taking a little bit of a break, it looks like.
Look at Savage.
Nice right hand by
Savage is not fighting as a southpaw. He's back again as a right-hander. You never know which way he's going to switch up.
Jerry, I think you're right. When he doesn't try for the knockout, he has his best successes. He's able to hurt Savage when he's not trying.
That's basic boxing, though, you know. And he's got a very excited corner again. And he's going to need more when he gets up there with those guys, with Turviev and
guys, look at this. Smith has now switched to southpaw.
You know, I'll tell you from experience, Jerry, this is an exciting room to fight in. And when you got a packed house like we do here tonight, everybody's chanting your name, it's hard to stay focused. Stick to the game plan. Joe may be having a little bit of trouble with that now, but he's coming through it in a very dominant yet competitive
I like that, Chris, but you have to be able to shut that off.
Oh! Did you see what happened?
Nice body shots by Joe Smith again. He hurt him there.
Joe Smith was off balance, and Savage still hit him. Joe got really upset and came back with a right hand. And that was at a headbutt. Just about as physical as a fight can get.
Both these guys are wrestling. He's got to control these guys. He's got to take control of the ring.
The Capobiancos now have left the corner. There's an altercation in the stand. I cannot believe it, because you've got a fight here as good as anything we have seen in 2015.
Joe's got good defense. Look at that. Nice hook. Nice hook.
What is holding these guys up? That was a slip.
These guys are swinging.
No question about it. That was a slip all the way.
Get back to your jab. There's that jab, Joe.
Back to Southpaw Savage.
Nice body shot by Savage.
What fighting hard on these guys. End of round number 7.
What an exciting fight.
It's a good fight.
I'll go to the post, but what an exciting fight.
It's a fun fight.
My boys. I'm losing my voice here.
Unbelievable. Jerry, Chris, I don't know how much these guys are getting paid tonight, but whatever it is, it's not enough.
Well, listen, this is what boxing is about. Here, especially here in Long Island. Very exciting.
Unbelievable. When you mark down your fights of the year for 2015, do not forget to put this one on the list. Having fun at ringside with a couple of friends, Chris Algieri and gentleman Jerry Cooney. The crowd is on its feet. Nobody is sitting down here except the three of us.
I also want to tell you that in Joe Smith's corner is Tommy Gallagher, the old great trainer and cut man. He's been giving some advice to Joe Smith in between rounds.
Again, bad place for Savage to be. Wicked left hooks by Joe Smith.
This kid, Dion, can take some shot, I'll tell you that. This is terrible.
They are angry. Murdoch has to take control right now. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Savage is losing a point, and guys, it doesn't look like he even cares.
I think you're right about that, Randy. He does not care about the scores.
Well,
he just wants to fight.
Guys, I hope everything is left in this ring, because this crowd is absolutely a Joe Smith crowd that is lit.
I don't like to see the fighting going on in the stands. We've never seen that here in Huntington. There's no place for a boxing match.
This is a terrific fight, as physical as a fight can get, and I understand both guys. The tempers are flaring a little bit. They've got to settle down.
Dion Savage came here to win this fight tonight. Still fighting back right now in the 8th round.
Look at those right hooks to the body from the now Southpaw Savage.
Savage seems to be slowing down, though. He's putting out a little bit of work, but...
I gotta tell you, Joe Smith is slowing down a little bit. He's throwing a lot of punches all night.
They are both leaning into their shots. Yes, it looks like Joe Smith has a lot more left. But what is holding Savage up? He gets hit. What is in that chin of his?
You gotta give it to Ron Katz. I said it 3 or 4 times tonight, Randy and Chris. Southpaw again, Southpaw style for Joe Smith. And back to orthodox.
Straight left hand by the Southpaw Savage. And again, pulling out with the right. Then he eats a right hand.
Savage is loading up his shots right here.
Honestly, though, Jerry, I don't think he has much choice. He's not going to outbox him. He's not going to outbox Joe Smith. He needs to go out there and bang and make it ugly.
And Joe Smith is doing a great job of coming back. His endurance looks strong, too. He's still strong.
You see what Joe Smith did there? He walked right in. He got under a shot, walked in, and then he shoved Savage.
He's trying to push him off because Savage is trying to hold on right now. He's trying to hold on.
Savage having a conversation with referee Murdoch. He better watch himself because Joe Smith is unrelenting.
Nice right here by Joe Smith.
Star Boxing, Rockin' Fights 20. We will be back with more.
Can't get enough of Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing? Download the Star Boxing TV app or check out our Roku channel to watch exclusive content and classic fights. Every punch, every knockout, every screen. The Star Boxing TV app gives you exclusive access to every moment of Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. Available on Apple, Android, and Roku. Just search Star Boxing to get in the ring.
So much excitement in that corner.
We are back with round number 9 from the Paramount in Huntington, Long Island. Randy G, the commissioner, along with Chris Algerian, gentleman Jerry Cooney.
And we got 2 rounds left, the boys. It's the night. It's the hottest element in this ring right now.
And back to his normal style, right-handed, is Savage. He's been boxing a lot as a southpaw. This is not pretty, but it is exciting. And the crowd loves it. I know as you're watching it, you're loving it along with us.
I like what Joe's doing here, coming out and boxing a little bit, using the jab, bouncing around a little bit, hooking off the jab.
Calming himself down. This is one tough kid, this Dion Savage.
That's for sure. He's earning his purse tonight, that's for sure.
What's wrong, guys? They're on the outside boxing.
I'm not mad to see that. They're looking
Joe
pretty
Smith
good.
is making that happen.
Yes.
Which he needs to learn to do.
Again, a push down. So Savage has been on the canvas twice, once from a slip and once from a push down, and then twice through the ropes.
I tell you something, this Joe Smith takes a good shot too. He's got hits. He's
Oh,
got
they
hits some
both
good shots
do.
tonight. Well, obviously, you know, this whole fight is 9 rounds to none.
Couple,
Dion
3,
Savage.
4, 5.
I agree. I've got Joe Smith winning every single round, but this has been a very competitive and action-packed, one-sided fight.
This is again what I always call a competitive shutout.
Yeah.
Listen, hats off to,
You know, when-
Joe DeGuardia again.
And this time it is a knockdown.
Not sure if that was from a body shot. Wasn't sure where that came from.
I believe it was just like that right up, but there's another one. The count is 4, 5, 6, 7. Will he get up? 8.
He's trying to get up. Yep.
Great body shots by Joe Smith.
Oh, fight is over.
Murdoch waves it off in the 9th round. What a fight! One of the fights of the year.
What a great sensational fight.
Let's make it official. Go up to David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Sharday Murdoch calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 2 minutes and 25 seconds of round number 9. Your winner by TKO, the Irish Bomber, the Beast from the East, Joe Smith Jr.
And yes, it was probably on the scorecards a shutout. Both Jerry Cooney and Chris Algieri had it virtually a shutout. But boy, oh boy, it's competitive every single round as you can
Kept
get.
breaking it down the whole fight. Round after round, those body shots. I like when he worked on the jab there toward the end of the fight.
Let's go up to Cara Castronova with the happy winner, Joe Smith.
Thanks, Randy. Congratulations, Joe, on an amazing, exciting, gallant performance. I know that you hit him with everything but the kitchen sink in there. Were you surprised that he survived until round 10?
Yes, he was a lot tougher than I expected. You know, I know that he's been stopped before, so I think I was looking for the knockout a little too much, and you know, I cut back on my boxing. And once I seen that he wasn't falling right away, you know, I stepped back in the later rounds and tried to box more, and I found the opening where I hurt him, and I kept working on him.
Is the jab something you've been working on? I noticed that you were throwing a lot of really accurate jabs.
Yeah, the jab is the most important punch. You know, my coach Jerry Capienko here tells me that every day. We work on the jab more than anything. So I was trying to just keep him away with my jab and set him up with a big punch.
What are your plans for what's going on with you? I'm sorry. What are your plans for your next fight?
Next fight, I don't know. I'm gonna get back in the gym, so I'm even better for the next one. I'm ready to step it up another notch and fight anybody, whoever they want.
You're his trainer? Did they throw you out of the corner? Who did they throw out of the corner?
There's a new rule in New York State where you can't coach from a corner. What do you need a coach for? You know what I mean? You know, but they just started in the last 3 months. It wasn't like that his last fight. But I'm proud of him. He did very good. I think this fight's going to make him a lot better fighter, more rounded. You know what I mean? Because he knocks everybody out within 5. So really, this is a great match for him. He's not hurt. And I think he's going to come out a better fighter. Next fight will be much better.
I agree. I definitely think this is a great learning experience fight for you, and you know it was an exciting fight. Randy Gordon at ringside was calling it a fight of the year candidate. He was very impressed by the tremendous amount of heart both of you showed in the fight, and the technical skill level, and how much you've advanced as a fighter. So it was a privilege getting to watch you fight tonight, and I'm looking forward to your next fight here at the Paramount.
All right, thank you. And thank you to all my fans who came out and watched. Thanks.
Back to you guys.
For Joe DeGuardia and the entire staff, for Chris Algieri, Gentleman Jerry Cooney, Kara Castronova, I'm Randy G. Good night, everybody.